Amazing prototypes that might change the world. Every day we read and see reports on inventions and creations that could potentially change the world. These prototypes all hold great promise in improving our lives in one way or another. From health to transportation to communication, there are some very exciting technologies in the prototype stage right now which could be real game changers if they enter into full-scale production. Food replicators. Star Trek fans have longed for a day when you can walk up to a machine, say a certain food, and have that food created. Thanks to 3D printing, we may not be that far away from that dream. Last year, 3D printers were used to print food. It just didn't look like normal food. Now, German company Zehn has started making it possible to print food that looks like actual food. Want peas? You can now 3D print yourself a serving of peas that look, taste, and have all the same nutritional value of peas. Early trials are being used with nursing home patients because the food is easy to chew and digest, thanks to the fact it's all made with a paste. It is, however, a massive step towards those futuristic food replicators we saw in Star Trek. Spray-on Wi-Fi. As mobile carriers continue to offer less bandwidth for more money, smartphone users turn to Wi-Fi as a solution. In order for that to work, however, you need to be near a Wi-Fi source. Why not create your own hub? Thanks to Camtech Enterprises, we may soon be using spray-on Wi-Fi to get connected when we're in a tough spot. The company Spray is a liquid that contains millions of nanotransmitters which can receive radio signals better than a metal structure. In addition to improving the signal to your device, this Wi-Fi in a can be painted anywhere, meaning those cell towers could very well be a thing of the past. Asteroid defense. Remember the films Armageddon and Deep Impact? Apart from being entertaining, those films encouraged a lot of people to seriously consider protecting Earth from dangerous asteroids. Since Bruce Willis won't be around forever and just using regular nuclear missiles won't work, NASA opted to pay some people to design a missile which could destroy any incoming threat. The result is the Hypervelocity Asteroid Intercept Vehicle. It is meant to destroy approaching asteroids by putting a nuclear bomb into the rock before detonation. Developers are still working on a prototype, but are confident they could throw a working missile together in less than a year, should the need arise. Talos. Ever wondered if one day we'll have a real Iron Man? If the US Army has its way, then its soldiers will all be one big step closer to becoming Tony Stark. The military is developing something called Talos, which stands for Tactical Assault Light Operator Suit. The prototype isn't yet 100% complete, but the early signs are promising. Talos uses a powered exoskeleton, which will give the soldier greater strength and endurance. It's covered in a bullet, fire, and shockproof armor and will have a user interface similar to Google Glass. It may not have Jarvis or a mini arc reactor, but Talos has the potential to give the US Army a force of near Iron Men. E-Fan Electric Plane. With so much development going into the growing electric car industry, it only makes sense that this technology would find its way into air travel. In July 2015, a twin-engine electric-powered aircraft made a historic first unassisted flight across the English Channel. Called the E-Fan, the two-seater is built by Airbus, a company that has substantial experience in building aircraft. There have been other electric prototypes before the E-Fan, but this latest aircraft looks the part of a real plane. The E-Fan is slated to be used as a trainer, and if successful, will no doubt open the door to larger and more powerful electric planes. Driverless cars. There isn't a single driverless car prototype today. There are many. It seems almost every car manufacturer is playing around with the idea of autonomous vehicles. The fact these are actual prototypes and not just concepts is very exciting. Companies like Vislab and Google have made big strides in demonstrating the feasibility of the self-driving car. Should they move fully from the prototype stage, these cars are said to likely reduce traffic congestion and driver error. That said, there are still questions about how such a car would react to bad weather, temporary traffic signs, or even computer hackers. Home diagnosis. Ever gone online to look up some common cold symptoms only to be told you have cancer or the plague? The solution to this annoyance is better home diagnosis. Enter Q. This home medical device can take samples of blood or saliva and measure such things as testosterone levels, vitamin D, fertility, flu, and inflammation. The information is then sent to your smartphone. From there, you can decide if you need to see a doctor or maybe just get some good food and rest. It will potentially save unnecessary trips to the doctor and won't tell you that you have cancer every time you use it. Aero X. If you've ever watched Star Wars, chances are you wouldn't mind getting your hands on one of those speeder bikes. That level of technology seems a little ways off, but the ability to hover and drive around on a personal vehicle is definitely a real possibility. The Aeroflex Aero X is in effect a prototype hover bike. Interestingly, it provides all the benefits of a hovercraft without all the size and bulk. Sure, it's a bit bigger than a speeder bike and not quite as nimble, but with a 45-mile-per-hour top speed and the ability to carry 310 pounds, this thing has a lot of promise and looks like a lot of fun. Do any of these prototypes interest and excite you? Let us know down below. Don't forget to subscribe and have a look at our other videos while you're here.